Bo Nix, or what I like to call him is No Nix. And I call him No Nix not to disrespect the guy, man. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want No Nix on my team. The Minnesota Vikings, man, I do not want the Vikings to do this. This is a mediocre move if you were to go from Kirk Cousins to Bo Nix. Now, you have some people who have Bo Nix up on this pedestal and think that he's a good quarterback or think that he should be the top 5 pick. Right. And that's cool, man. Believe what you want to believe. I'm going to tell you why I don't want him on my squad, though. It's a couple reasons. The main reason, though, that's the most concerning to me is the average depth of target. When I look at 30-something% of his passes being behind the line of scrimmage, and I know that has to do with the way Oregon ran their offense, which is a college-style offense, first of all. That works in college. It's cute. It looks nice. It ran well. He ran it well. You know what I'm saying? I would say he's a leader. His teammates said he's a leader. Most times your teammates are going to say your quarterback's a leader. That's just part of being a good teammate. You rarely get a personality that'll come out and say, nah, he's not a good leader, this, that, and the third. That's what they're going to say. You have to look at it and judge it for yourself. And if I had to do that with Bo Nix, I would say I think he's a decent leader. I would say he's a decent leader. But when I think about the statistics, man, I mean, the guy ranked 192 out of qualifying D1 quarterbacks when it comes to average depth of target. That is bad. What does that mean? It really makes sense when you think about he had 2 receivers that had over 1,000 yards. That's what really paints the picture, because what picture does that paint? Well, it paints a picture of this guy's wide receivers get a lot of yak. That means he's a check down quarterback, and then his playmakers do the work. And that's okay. It worked for Oregon. It didn't work too much because they obviously didn't make it to the national championship game and couldn't get past Washington doing it. But at the end of the day, it worked. It put together a good season for him. The stats were fluff. He didn't throw many interceptions. And the reason he didn't throw many interceptions is because he didn't throw the ball downfield to get intercepted. A lot of the passes were one read in and out. That's it. When he did throw 20 yards or better, he only threw for 53%, I believe it was. I have to go back and check it, but I believe it's around 53%. And I believe 2 of the 3 interceptions came throwing it 20 plus yards down the field. All right. So that just makes sense. It just tells you that what if he would have thrown the ball more downfield? Now, that has nothing to do with him. All right. He's doing what he's asked in the Oregon offense, and I get that. All right. I'm not blaming him. But I'm going to tell you, man, we don't want to talk about Auburn. All right, because if we go back and we start talking about his Auburn career, then this conversation is going to get dark really quick. All right, in 2021, he had a season where he only threw for 11 touchdowns. You feel me? Like, listen, that is unacceptable. I don't care who the offensive coordinator is. I don't care what's going on. You either got it or you don't. There's a lot of quarterbacks out here in bad situations, but yet they still elevate and put up the numbers and do what they're supposed to do as a player and make players around them better. He couldn't do that. He had to go to Oregon to make that happen in a better organization, which I get. I get that. I'm not blaming him again. I just want to make that clear. But the Minnesota Vikings, think about this. We had a time when we had Kirk Cousins, Kevin O'Connell, and there was a time where screens were getting thrown a lot. And you want to remember what happened? Go back into time and think about how Vikings fans were reacting to that on Sundays. Why do we keep throwing screens? Why is he checking down? Why is this? So ask yourself this, Vikings fans, for the ones who do like Bo Nix. And if you like Bo Nix, that's cool, man, because I said this and I want to make this clear. If the Vikings were to draft Bo Nix, I'm riding. All right. I just want to make that clear. Am I going to be excited? Am I going to be happy about the move? Probably not. But at the end of the day, I'm going to ride. And guess what? From that moment on, Bo Nix will be the best rookie quarterback in the draft. That's just how I'm wired. That's how much of a Vikings fan I am. I don't give a damn. He's going to have to show me that he's not good as long as he's in purple. All right. But as far as from the outside looking in, the move hasn't been made yet. I don't want this move to happen. I don't want to touch him with a 10-foot pole. I don't. I think it's mediocre. I think it's underwhelming. Like, for us to go into a draft and come out with a Bo Nix would be underwhelming, man. It would be underwhelming. He is not ranked at the top. In my book, he's number 6 or 7. You feel me? To be honest with you, like, I got him and Spencer Rattler damn near neck to neck. Like, him and Spencer Rattler are neck to neck in my book when it comes to the type of playmaker I'm looking for. All right, because He is a point guard type quarterback, and there's a spot for him. I just don't think Kevin O'Connell. That's what we have to start doing when we talk about the quarterbacks we want. A lot of Vikings fans, we go out and we just say, I want this guy, I want this guy. You have to look at the whole situation, paint the whole picture. Do you believe a quarterback that, first of all, doesn't play under center? I don't even know if he can play under center, bruh. I don't. I'm going to keep it honest with you. He doesn't play under center. Kevin O'Connell, that's why I like J.J. McCarthy too, not only from the winning factor. I think he can throw the ball well, but he played in the closest thing to an NFL-style offense. Bro, I'm sorry. The Oregon offense you see Bo Nix run, that is not NFL, bro. That is not going to happen, all right? The rush is going to be a lot faster. There's going to be a lot more pressure. The decision-makers are going to have to be even quicker. I wouldn't trust him to make 2-3 reads on an NFL game, not right off the gate, and trying to transition him from playing like that all season and just going through the motion and being really good at it. I want to make sure I give him his flowers, being really good at it. To think that he's going to come in the NFL and just all of a sudden be able to start dropping back from under center and making 2 and 3 reads, bro, no, sir. No, I don't trust it. And I'm telling you right now, I believe that the Vikings obviously don't trust it either because they ain't really did nothing with him. They didn't have no extra meeting with him. I don't even know if they went to a private workout. I believe maybe they did, but I mean, they're not, it doesn't really seem like they're too interested in Bo Nix because again, it's underwhelming, bro. Like, and he's not a bad guy. I love the story, adopted brother come to Oregon. They ball out together. Troy Franklin. I love the story, man. Bucky Irvin. I mean, great team, great chemistry they had. But once he has to separate from that core and he has to come on our team, would it be the same? I don't think so, bruh. I don't think so. And the stats, they're fluffed up, and we have already had a guy that had fluffed up stats, and we know where that gets us. Gets us nowhere, man. I want a guy that can throw the ball downfield. We have a wide receiver that makes plays down the field. The Oregon Ducks, they threw the ball downfield, but rarely. It depended on what coverage was being ran because they would dink and dunk you, and then they would throw it over the top. But the over-the-top throws were few and far in between. If you go watch the film, it's few and far in between. And the numbers are there just to tell you that. You really don't have to watch the film. Honestly, you can just look at the numbers and see that, okay, if this kid is leading the league and average depth of target being the least with only 7 yards, but yet his receivers got all these yards, it paints the picture there. It's simple math that you got to look at it and say, well, why is that happening? Well, it's because he has some playmakers and you can't blame him for that. That's good. And he ran that thing well. But I don't want him in purple, bro. I'm sorry. Bo Nix, to me, is not him for us. Will he be him for the Broncos? Will he be him for the Raiders if they're desperate for a quarterback? Cool. You know what I'm saying? Make the move. If he turns out good, have it. I don't care. I want my team to make the action and go up and get one of the higher touted quarterbacks. And if it's a bust, oh well, you went out on your shield, but make the right decision. Because at the end of the day, the Bo Nix pick is underwhelming due to the fact of the style of offense that was ran at Oregon, and the numbers there prove that he possibly is not going to be able to transition to the NFL and make the throws that needs to be made. It's one thing to say he has strong arm talent. He got a good arm, this, that, and the third. Show me him doing it consistently. We don't have evidence. We don't. So that's how I feel about Bo Nix, man, a.k.a. No Nix. Let me know how you feel down in the comments, man. Do you want Bo Nix to be a Minnesota Viking? It's all right if you do. I know, shout out my guy, Too Evil. Shout out Yogi, man. Yogi did a jersey swap, man. Shout out to y'all. I know y'all Bo Nix fans. That's cool. Ride for your guy. And like I said, if we do happen to get him, your boy RAP going to be on board with y'all. At least until he shows me different. Holla at your boy.
Yeah, smooth summer, who running? I hear them talking, but they ain't gon' do nothing. Celebration, I might have a toast with you. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great, I'm terrific. We ain't taking no losses, we winning. Undefeated, check the percentage.